Good morning, everyone. My name is Bhatia. This is the class of BHIC 131, and this is our seventh unit, Unit 7. And the name of the unit is Chalcolithic and Early Iron Age. Earlier, we have studied about Stone Age, we have studied about Indus Valley Civilization, we have studied about the political and social and all life aspects of Indus Valley Civilization. That is very much friendly to all of us. Now we are going to start Chalcolithic and Early Iron Age. Yes. Next, first of all, we are going to start the introduction from the introduction. In second century, second millennium BCE, several regional cultures sprang up in different parts of Indian subcontinent. These were non-urban, non-Harappan, characterized by the use of stone, use of copper tools. Here they are termed as Chalcolithic cultures. They are identified on the basis of their geographical location. Yes, now we have Banas culture located in Banas Basin in Rajasthan. Kayatha culture represented by other sites in central India near Narmada, Tapir, Mahi valleys. Malwa culture, Jorwa culture. We are going to study about these type of cultures of Chalcolithic age. Next, with the excavation of type sites of these cultures, we have been able to form a detailed idea about such dimensions of them. As like we will study about pattern of settlement, pattern of economy, mortuary practices, practices, religious beliefs, so that we can come to know about Chalcolithic ages. In addition to cultural materials of this phase found in excavated sites in parts of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, Bihar, West Bengal, Odisha, Karnataka are found caches of copper and bronze objects. Because we have got a lot of bronze objects from these sites. That's why the archaeologists and the historians have decided to say Chalcolithic age to this time period, second millennium BCE. As these have been found in homes, these sites were thought to represent a distinct copper ore culture. So, in site in Uttar Pradesh, copper harpoon has been found in association with a pottery known as ochre colored pottery. Though some of other copper ore sites have yielded OCP, ochre colored pottery. The copper objects are not found in direct association with OCP, as more than 100 sites have yielded these characteristic pottery in Ganga Yamuna Doab. These sites are described as belonging to OCP culture. OCP culture is succeeded by black and red ware, painted grey ware cultures, which are distinguished by diagnostic pottery types. Because we have studied about painted grey ware, we have studied about black and red ware, means the pots, ware means the pots. Okay, so that we can come to know about the differentiation of these cultures, just like painted grey ware and red ware, and now we are going to start ochre colored pottery, OCP. Yes. In North India, there is a distinct concentration of painted graveyard sites in Haryana and Uttar Ganga Valley, of which 30 have been excavated, 30 sites. Iron make its appearance in the painted graveyard culture and ensuring phase known as Northern Black Polished Ware NBPW. That is very much friendly to all of us, NBPW. Because if we are going to start the competitive exams just like IAS, PCS, SSC, we will have to study about NBPW, Northern Black Polished Ware. Yes, that is connected to Harappan civilization. Terms like BRW culture, PZW culture, NPP culture need to be clarified here. That what is the difference between these three cultures? These cultures are described by pottery types only because that particular pottery happens to be a distinctive feature of that culture. Though there may be many other aspects of that culture. Pottery type is used only to give an identity name to a specific culture. For example, in a particular region where painted grey ware is found, the culture of that site is referred to PGW culture. That is the main difference between these three. To understand cultural developments after the decline of Harappan civilization, we should begin from North India, especially Ganga Yamuna Dua. North India, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, connected to these three places. Now, what is OCP? Ochre colored pottery culture. OCP. Pottery type was discovered in trial excavations conducted in 1950 at Bisoli, Badaयूं district. You have listened about this place, 100%. Rajput Passu, Bijnor district in Uttar Pradesh. Both of them being copper hoard sites. We have got so many copper pots over there. This pottery is made of medium grained clay, undefined and has a wash of ochre ranging from orange to red color. If we will say that what is the color of that ochre pots, that is connected to orange to red. Hence, those sites associated with this ware are ascribed to OCP culture. More than 100 OCP sites have been discovered, which extend from Mayapur in Saharanpur district to Sepai in Etawah district. OCP sites are generally located on river banks. Yes, all pottery type of civilizations was found near the river bank. Same here. They are small in size. The mounds have been low height at many of sites. This indicates a relatively short duration of these settlements. The distance between settlements varies from 5 to 8 kilometers only. At some of the sites, just like Amkheli, Bhatia, etc., the excavations have revealed no sign of regular habitation. At Hastinapur, Ahichatra, there is a break in occupation between OCP culture and succeeding PGW culture. Now we are differentiating the occupations. We are starting differentiation between these OCP and PGW. More than 100 sites have yielded this characteristic pottery in Ganga Yamuna Dua. 100 sites. OCP culture is succeeded by BRW and PGW cultures, which are distinguished by diagnostic pottery type. Yes, BRW and PGW. Here are some material remains which we get from OCP culture. Material remains of OCP culture are largely in the form of pottery, which consists of jars, storage jar, which we can say bowls, ring-footed bowls, just like ring connected with that, flasks, handle pots, miniature pots, basins, sprouts, etc. Spouts, which we have get the material remains from OCP culture. Because we are studying here OCP culture, then everything, each and everything we will connect, we will see in this chapter. The other objects found comprise terracotta bangles. Terracotta. So many figurines we have got of terracotta in Indus Valley civilization. We have seen the terracotta bull, by which we understand about that they are using that bull in agriculture, hoeing and plugging for plugging that the field. Terracotta bulls. Beads of terracotta and carnelian. Terracotta animal figurines, as I told you. Cart wheels with a central knob. Stone querns and pestles. Bone points. Copper harpoon has been found in OCP stratum and septum. Yes, these things we have got, these objects we have got from OCP culture. So that we came to know about how they were using that things, in which field they were using that things. Not much evidence is available regarding structures. From the evidence recorded at Lal Killa, which is scanty, it is known that floors were made of rained earth. Structures consist of betel, doab houses. This is suggested on the basis of burnt and plaster and cloths with reed and bamboo impressions being found at Lal Killa. Archaeobotanical remains recovered at Ataranji Khera and related to this culture indicate that rice, barley, gram, kesari were grown. On the basis of similarity in pottery types, some scholars believe that OCP represented a degenerated form of late Harappan pottery. The problems of copper hoards. The copper hoards, which we have got from OCP culture. What is that? First discovery of a copper object that belonged to the copper hoard culture was made as early as 1822 at a place called Bit in Kanpur district of UP. Since then, nearly 1,000 copper objects have been found in herds from 85 sites. The copper objects found in a hoard range from 1 to 47 except at Gangariya in Madhya Pradesh, where a single hoard contained 424 objects. These copper hoards came to light while plugging a field, digging a canal, making a road. Like all of them were accidental discoveries. It is only at Sepai that a copper harpoon was found in excavation in a stratum associated with OCP. These copper objects are following types like cells, rings, harpoons, antennae, hood swords, anthropomorphos, double axes. Yes, these objects we found from the OCP sites. Considering the occurrence of a copper harpoon in association with OCP at Sepai and the fact that copper hoards have been found at other OCP sites, they can be related to the OCP culture. In this way, the period of copper hoards can also be ascribed to 2000 to 1500 BC. That is very different from other cultures. That is very different from other things. That's why black and red ware means BRW culture. We have studied about OCP culture, where we found the copper objects, and now we are going to start black and red ware. Excavation at Ataranji Khera in early 1960s revealed a distinct horizon sandwiched between OCP and PGW levels. Difference between these two cultures. This horizon has a characteristic pottery called BRW. A similar stratigraphic sequence was discovered in 1970s at Jodhpur, Low in Rajasthan. But at Ahichatru, Hastinapur and Alamgirpur, the BRW is found associated with PGW. Pottery. Pots you can see. Characteristic features of this pottery are black color inside and near the rim on outside, red color over rest of the body. This color combination, it is believed, has been produced by inverted firing. They use firing in making pots. The pottery is mostly wheel turned. You can see, if you will see the pots, okay, then there it is connected with wheel. Mostly wheel turned, though some pots are also handmade. It is made of fine clay and has a fine fabric with thin walls. Fine fabric, fine clay with thin walls. BRW, black and red ware. Pottery with paintings has also found at sites in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal. But in BRW, the Doab area, there is an absence of painting. Other objects which we found here, excavation at Atranji Khedia have yielded fragments of stones, waste flakes, chips, cores of quartz, calcaldy, agate, carnelian, one bead each of carnelian, shell, copper, copper ring, fragment of comb made of bone. No stone or metal tools have been found. Jodhpura has yielded a bone spike from no, a shapeless piece of iron, a terracotta bead, and a bone spike have been discovered. BRW in Doab and other regions. Utranji Khera we have studied, Hastinapur, so many places we have studied about this. Now, other states, other things. Some scholars see affinities between BRW at Atranji Khera and Gilan and Ahar of southern Rajasthan on basis of comparison of fabric, texture, varnishing. But there are differences as well in the shape and designs of potteries found in these areas. The important feature of Doab BRW is its plain surface, devoid of any paintings. There is no any object of painting. The BRW found at Gillan and Ahar, on the other hand, is painted in white on black surface. There are also typological differences, means the difference between the types of this particular object. The painted BRW from Ahar has pronounced carinated concave sides. Fabric is coarse. Plain BRW of the Doab has no carination and fabric is fine. The dish with featureless rim, concave sides, present in large number in BRW of Doab is absent at Ahar and Gizan. Bowls with spouts and dish on stand present at Ahar and Gilund have not been found in Doab sites. This is not a very interesting chapter, as you will see in this chapter. This is not very interesting thing because we will study about the places, we will study about the difference between the cultures, we will study about the time period, about this, the places. Only these things we will study about this in chapter. Like PGW. Painted Graveware Culture. Since the first discovery of PGW at Ahishatra in 1946, a large number of sites that show a distinct concentration of PGW sites in Haryana, Uttar Ganga Valley, have been brought to light in different parts of North India. Out of these 30 sites have been excavated. Some of the well-known excavated sites are like Roper in Punjab, Bhagwanpura in Haryana, Lok in Rajasthan, Alamgir, Ahichatra, Hastinapur, Ataranji Khera, Jakhera, Mathura. They all places are in Uttar Pradesh. The concentration of PGW is in Indo-Gangetic Divide, Haryana. These were the places from which we have got some object of painted grey ware culture. Since the first discovery of PGW at Ahichatra in 1946, a large number of sites that show a distinct concentration of PGW sites in Haryana, Upper Ganga Valley, have been brought to light in different parts of North India. Out of these, 30 sites have been excavated. Some of the well-known excavated sites are Ropar, Bhagwanpura, Lok, Alamgirpur, Ahichatra, Hastinapur, Atranji Khera, Jakhera, which we have studied about earlier. Pottery is wheel made out of well levigated clay and has a thin core. It has a smooth surface, grey to ash grey in color. It is painted in black, sometimes in a deep chocolate color on outer as well as inner surface. It has nearly 42 designs. The most common types are bowls and dishes. Bowls and dishes in which we eat some food. The structure. If we will go for the society to know about the social system, then we will see about the structures of PGW, painted graveyard culture. Houses and other structures were of bottle and dwar. This is indicated by the occurrence of patches of burnt earth, mud bricks, burnt bricks, mud black platforms, mud plaster pieces, reed, bamboo impressions in excavations in Ahichatra, Hastinapur, Atranji Khera, Jakhera. Excavation at Bhagwanpura in Haryana revealed different structural phases. Post holes in first phase indicate circular and rectangular huts. Circular and rectangular huts in Bhagwanpura, Haryana. In the second phase, one house has 13 rooms with a corridor between two sets of rooms. This house also has a courtyard. Courtyard means angan, which we will see inside at the center of the house, courtyard. And all corners are covered with rooms. We have seen 13 rooms. Other objects just like axes, chisels, fish hooks, arrow weights, a variety of objects made of copper, iron, glass, bone, we have found in these excavations in PGW, painted graveyard culture. Spearheads are made only in iron. Among agricultural implements, sickle, hoe, made of iron, found in Jakhera. Iron objects found in all sites except Hastinapur. Iron objects. Atranji Khera alone has yielded 135 objects. Furnace, iron slag, close to the surface, a pair of tongs. At Jodhpura, evidence of two furnaces. It has been suggested that iron ore was procured from other regions. People were fond of ornaments, yes. Beads of terracotta, agate, jasper, carnelian, lapis lazuli, glass, bone have been found. Of these things, they made their jewelry and they are very much fond of ornaments and jewelry. Two glass bangles were found at Hastinapur. Copper bangles have been found at Jakhera. Yes. Crops, which was used in agriculture. Evidence of cultivated crops is available only at Hastinapur, Atranji Khera. At the former site, remains of only rice were found and later has yielded remains of wheat, barley. Bones of horse, cattle, pig, goat and deer have been found at Hastinapur, Allahpura at Atranji Khera. These include both wild as well as domestic animals. Yes, they did agriculture, they did dairy farming, they did cattle rearing, all these things they have done. Trade practices which they have done, just like we have studied, we have seen that so many metals they were using, just like beads made of variety of semi-precious stones, jasper, carnelian, lapis lazuli. They were very precious. Are found at different PGW sites in Goa. None of these stones as raw material are available in the Doab. Thus, it could be cogently stated that these items could have been obtained by trade. Yes, agate and chalcedony are found in Kashmir, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, whereas lapis lazuli is to be found in Badakhshan province of Afghanistan. People inhabiting the PGW sites must have obtained these stones through trade or exchange with these regions. Yes, so that we came to know about they were using these precious and semi-precious stones. They trade these semi-precious stones with other areas. Yes, they trade. Northern black polished ware NBPW. Like proceeding cultures, the NBPW culture is identified by its distinctive form. This ware was first discovered in Takshila in 1930. Because of its black luster, Its discoverer then took it as great black bear. Since then, nearly 1500 NBP sites have came to light. They extend from Tachila, Udgram, in northwest to Talbot in East Bengal and Amravati in south. Out of these, about 74 have been excavated. On the basis of this kind of pottery frequency associated objects, it has been suggested that two phases can be distinguished in NBPW culture. Phase 1. This phase is also referred to as the pre-defense phase. It is characterized by predominance of NBPW and presence of shards of BRW and PGW, though in meager quantities. In this phase, there is an absence of punch-marked coins. Yes, punch-marked coins they have brought from from the Greece, and burnt brick structures, which signify a higher level of development. This phase is represented in Atranji Khera, Sravasti, name of state, Ropar, Punjab, Raja, Karna, Kakila, Haryana, Jodhpur, Rajasthan, No, Ahichatra, UP, Hastinapur, UP, Atranji Khera, UP, Koshambi, UP, Sravasti, Vaishali, Bihar, Patliputra. These are the places from where we got some evidences of the pottery of NBPW culture. Structures from NBPW excavation which they have done in Hastinapur, Ataranji Khera, Koshambi. That excavations became evident that during this period building activities began on a large scale, that cities began to emerge. Excellent evidence of settlement layout was unearthed at Koshambi. Here were found lanes and built by lanes and brick floorings. One road, which was first laid around 600 BCE, was relayed several times. Continued to the function up to c. 300 CE. Houses were made of burnt bricks. Roof of houses were covered with tiles. Roofs were square as well as rectangular. All these indicates a fair planned building activity. This is further demonstrated from excavations at Hastinapur, which have revealed an elaborate drainage system. Some settlements were fortified with brick walls. Moats were constructed encircling the fortification. You know, the fortification wall at Koshambi had guard rooms, towers, gates at regular interval. An important question to be asked here that do these structures tell us anything about social and political life of that period? They do. For example, fortification signify defensive measure against invasion. Speak of political tensions. Drainage systems not only indicate concern of the people towards hygiene, but also the advance they had made in this regard. And large buildings like the fortification require that a large number of people participate in construction activities. This might need an authority to mobilize the workers. Pottery. Yes, that is a very distinctive feature of that particular time. Characteristic feature of NBPW. Its glossy surface. Glossy means they have got shining on that particular pots. It is turned on a fast wheel and is made of well levigated clay. Core of the pottery, in some cases, is as thin as 1.5 mm. In addition to glossy black surface, NBPW is also found in golden, silver, white, pinkish, steel blue, chocolate, brown colors. Recovery of riveted pots from some sites indicates how valuable NBPW was. Along with the presence of other pottery types, leads us to assume that NBPW was a luxury ware not accessible to everybody, suggests to us that in the society in which NBPW was used, The society was divided to unequal groups. Through NBBW is generally unpainted. Some painted shirts to occur. Painted is done using yellow and light, 1 million colors. Common designs are simple bands, wavy lines, dots, concentrated and interesting circles, semicircles, arch, loops, etc. Most common pottery shapes are bowls, different kind of dishes. Yes. So NBPW is generally unpainted. Some painting shirts occur. Common designs are simple bands, wavy lines, which we have studied. Other objects which we found from NBPW culture, several kind of tools, several kind of weapons, ornaments, other objects made of copper, iron, gold, silver, stone, glass, and bone. These have been recovered from NBPW sites. They revealed a technological process achieved during this period, which is further corroborated by early Buddhist texts, which mention a number of arts or craft. Jatake, the Jatak Sefer, to about 18 guilds, for instance, those of workers in wood, metal, stone, precious, semi-precious stones, ivory, textiles. Earlier, I told you about the guild system, that is very important. The main important question of Indus Valley civilization, the guild system, which somebody said about Srenis also. Srenis or guilds, both are the same things. Just like there is a organization, just like an organization of a trade, means Sangh we can say, the union of that particular organization of that particular trade. A lot of traders means mostly traders were used to sit in an sreni in guilds, traders, where they decide the cost of that object, the production of that object, and the process of that object, of the market rate, production rate. Okay, like this, they use their guilds in their trade. The common objects found at many sites: chisel, knives, borers, pins, needles, anatomy rods, nail paras, and ferrules, reels, bangles. So many things of the copper, made of copper, they found in that particular NBPW sites. Beads made of semi-precious stones, ornaments. They used jewelry. They were very much fond of jewelry at that time. Precious and semi-precious stones, beads, glass, clay, copper, shell, bone. They used to wear ivory objects also. They used to wear bones objects, jewelry also. Most commonly found at that. The usual shapes are circular, spherical, biconical, cylindrical, barrel, and square. The jewelry which they were using to wear, the shape of that particular jewelry is like this. Some beads are also etched. A single bead of gold is known from Kushanti. Among the other ornaments are bangles, which made of terracotta, which made of irons, which made of glass, shells, stones, and copper. Finger rings of copper, iron, horn, clay, and pendants of terracotta, jade, and carnelian. All these finds tell us about the use of ornaments in that society. Existence of specialized craftsmen who make them, level of technology for making them, and trade or exchange activity with other regions to procure various semi-precious stones. Terracotta figurines which we have got from NBPW sites and BPW culture are like this. These comprise human and animal figurines, miscellaneous objects, human figures. In most cases are cast in molds. Male figurines are usually plain, excepting a few with a headdress. Female figurines are elaborate headdress, ear ornaments, necklaces, and girdles visually. Animal figurines are head modeled, no, hand models, but well executed. These consist of horse, bull, ram, elephant. Miscellaneous terracotta objects are toy carts, which we can see in our NCERT books also. Toy carts means toy gari, which they used to play with their children, for their children. Simple and animal-headed gamesmen. Disc, ball, flesh rubber, water stem. Yes, these type of toys they were using for their children playing. Subsistence, economy and trade. How they subsistence? Archaeological remains indicate that rice, wheat, barley, millet, pea and black gram were cultivated, especially. Animal remains found from some of the sites suggest dependence on cattle, sheep, goat, pig and fish. Chalcolithic culture of western, central and eastern India. There were several local Chalcolithic early farming cultures in western, central, and eastern India. Western, central, and eastern India means connected with these particular the mid of the map. India, which flourished during the second and first millennium BC. These cultures were basically village settlements. They shared certain common elements with each other. Distinctive features of these cultures were first of all, painted pottery, which is mostly black on red, and a highly specialized stone blade, flake industry of siliceous stone. Copper was known, but its use was on a limited scale, as the metal was scarce. The 201 settlement consists of circular, rectangular huts, in some cases. Pit dwellings are also known. Mud houses. Economy was based on farming. Economy was based on animal husbandry. These cultures are named after their type sites. Farming and animal husbandry. Economical condition was based on these two things. Houses and habitation. How they live. Where they live. Briefly examine the housing pattern of this culture. As I earlier, it was written that circular and rectangular. Rectangular and circular houses with mud walls, thatch roofs are the most common types. Though there are variations in house sizes. Yes, according to the family, they made their houses. Big family, big houses. Small family, small houses. Most of the houses of Savelda culture were single room rectangular house. One room rectangular house. But there are some with two or three rooms. Ahar, people built houses on plinth made of schists. Walls were made on these plinth with mud or mud brick, and walls were decorated with quartz cobbles. Floors were made of burnt clay mixed with river granules. Size of our houses range between 7 meter, 5 meter, 3 meter, 3 meter. Means the longest house measured more than 10 meter in length. Bigger houses had partition walls, chulhas, quartzite, saddle cones in kitchen. Malwa settlements such as those found at Navadatoli, Parkash, Daimabad, Inamgaon were quite large. Evidence of Inamgaon suggests that some kind of planning was adopted in laying out of settlement. Of the 20 odd houses exposed at Inamgaon, majority were aligned in a roughly east-west orientation. Other characteristics, other characteristics of houses. All these cultures are characterized by a stone blade flake industry based on siliceous stones such as chalcedony, chert, jasper, agate. Tools include they were using so much tools just like long peddler side blades, blunt black blades, serrated blades, pen knives, lunates, triangles, and trapezies. Blade tools means the copper objects which they use consist of flat axes, cells with convex cutting edges, arrowheads, spearheads, chisel, fish hooks, mid-ribbed swords, blades, bangles, rings, and beads, etc. They were using. The belief system, religious system, mother goddess. First of all, mother goddess that these Chalcolithic communities had a belief in the mother goddess. They worshipped her. It is attested by finding of female figurines of clay, baked clay and unbaked both. These female figures are both with heads and without heads. From lower level of occupation at Nevatha comes a large headless female figure which is made without clear showing physical features. Inamgao has also yielded similar terracotta female figurines which show no physical features except breast. Gods. Male figurines are rare in Chalcolithic settlements. It has been suggested that figurines of clay found in late Jorwe level in Namgao may possibly be identified as a god. In this context, a painted jar of Malwa, period 1600 BC, is considered to be of some religious significance. This pot has two panels. The upper panel is painting a scene depicting a human figure wearing a garment of twigs covering the lion and is surrounded by stylized animals such as stag, deer, peacocks, etc. The lower panel show spring tigers or panthers, which are also stylized. This vessel, richly decorated with elaborate paintings, was probably meant for some ritualistic use. Likewise, finds of solid cast copper elephant, buffalo, rhinoceros at Devabad could have religious functions. Burial practices they were using at that time. As I told you earlier, in Harappan Vedic civilization, they use in burial system just like they bury the dead body's favorite things with their grave, in their grave. Yeah. But in this burial practices, disposal of dead by burial was a common custom. Dispose of a dead in burial. Adults as well as children were usually buried in a north-south orientation. And nowadays, we are not burying our dead bodies. We burn, we burn the dead bodies at that time. This time, the head towards north, legs towards south. Adults were in a majority of cases buried in an extended position, whereas children were buried in urn burial, either in single pots or more often in two pots, placed horizontally, mouth to mouth in a pit. Adults and also children were buried in a pit which was dug into the house floor, rarely in courtyard of the house. They bury their dead bodies in the courtyard of house. They made the pit and there they dig the land, they dig the earth, they dig the floor. There they bury their dead bodies in between the house. That was a difference. It is interesting to note that during the Jorve period, in the case of adults, portion below the ankle was purposely chopped off. These practices, like burying the dead within precincts of the house, chopping off the feet, could possibly suggest a belief in which the dead were restrained from turning into ghosts who could become malevolent. Very much difference between the burial system. What is this? It's really very strange. Social organization. Chalcolithic culture region, a study of distribution pattern of sites, seem to suggest that these sites were of two types. One type representing regional centers, other type representing village settlements. This difference hierarchy has been taken to suggest that some form of administrative organization was present in Chalcolithic culture. This also suggests that Chalcolithic social organization was characterized by ranking. Presence of an administrative authority is further supported by existence of public structure such as fortifications, rampart, moat, granaries, embankment, canals, found at different sites. Seen in larger context of post-urban developments, these Chalcolithic cultures betray discernible influences of Harappan culture, though in a residual form. All the same, they are marked by strong regional elements, also display trade links, cultural context between each other. Early farming settlements in South India. Farming. Well familiar with the evolution of human beings from hunter-gatherers into settled agriculture. Yes, earlier we have studied about hunter-gatherer societies. Now we are going to study about settled agriculture communities. You also learned about Harappan civilization, various aspects related to it. Till now, in this unit, you have seen how different cultures emerged following the decline of Harappan civilization, covering the time span from 2nd and 1st millennium BC. Now, we will review the development in South because we have studied in Harappan civilization about the north and the center of India. Now we are going to study about the development in south during the same period. The focus of study will be on the nature of changes that came about in this period in material culture, settlement patterns, social organization. Yes, they were the tools they were using at that time, just like sedentary village settlements, stored access, sedentary village settlements with semi-permanent to permanent structure. Stone excess manufactured by grinding and polishing. They were using stone excess for grinding and polishing. Because of this technique, the stone tool industry of these early farming cultures is referred to as the polished stone X industry. They used to do polishing also at that time. Neolithic surface finds in South India. South India. These were the isolated. These were, apart from being found in habitation site, polished stone axes occur in small isolated assemblance in forest regions. Such occurrences are common in south. There is a habitation site nearby. What do such occurrences indicate? Such find spot. These were the questions by which we get the answer in the further. South Indian Neolithic phase is also associated with ash mound which is distributed in the semi-arid parts of Bhima, Krishna, Tungabhadra, Duna. 60 ash mounds are known and some of them are quite extensive. It was suggested by some archaeologists that these mounds were produced by burning of cow dung by Neolithic communities. They were the sites of cattle pens where dung was allowed to accumulate raiment, algae, etc. Iron Age in South India. The use of iron in South India began sometime around 1100 BC. In South India, the use of iron 1100 BC starts from. This date has been suggested on the basis of radiocarbon analysis of objects found at Halu. Found at Halu. However, at some of the other sites discussed earlier, we find that the Neolithic, Chalcolithic cultural horizon. Yes, now we are going to say Copper Age. And they told about Neolithic, Chalcolithic cultural horizons overlap with Iron Age levels. In northern Deccan means Maharashtra, occupations at several Chalcolithic settlements continue into Iron Age. It is same case at sites like Brahmgiri, Pitlihal, Sangankalu, Maski, Payampally, etc. They all are in southern Deccan. Means the invention of iron. They came to know, the people of South India, they came to know about the use of the iron from 1100 BCE. Because if we will talk about the North India, Central India, East India, and the West Asia, West India, then they came to know about the use of iron in 6th century. Yes, at the time of Magadha Empire, at the time of Mauryan Empire, they came to know about the iron easily. But in South India, it is some later, little later, 1100 BCE. Now, about 2000 BC, agricultural communities came into existence in different parts of India. These agriculturists used tools, implements made of stone and copper. Earlier, they were using these things with the help of the bones of the animals. Now, they are using these implements, these tools made of stone and made of copper because of the invention of copper. In North India, these communities used various kinds of potteries like OCP, ochre, polished, and BRW, black and red ware. A variety of copper tools have also been discovered. In central India, in Maharashtra, black soil zone excavation. As you all know that in South India, the black soil introduced at that time. Black soil zone excavations have shown the existence of Kayatha, Malwa, Jorwe culture. By about 750 BCE, many of these agricultural communities adopted iron technology. The Chalcolithic communities showed distinct variations in their pottery tradition. The Iron Age pottery is called PGW and BPW. That is very connected to that. Iron Age potteries. They are known as PGW and BPW. They were used over a large area. During this period, there was greater interaction among various communities. A transition towards urbanization was taking place. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, Dholavira, Chamodaro, they were the places. They start urbanization at that time. Finds of sites belonging to different cultures give detailed information about settlement patterns, trade links, type of tools, type of ornaments, and the variety of religious beliefs. Earlier, they believe in nature worship, and after that, in Copper Age, they believe in Mother Goddess worship because they got the terracotta female figurine with head or without head, female figurine. So that they came to know about the worship of female, the worship of Mother Goddess was extinct at that time, exist at that time. They used to do all the worship. They used to worship Mother Goddess at that time. Yes. Earlier they were using the worship of nature. Now they are using Mother Goddess worship. Yes, we have studied about a lot of about Neolithic surface find, Neolithic ages. We have studied about the farming settlement in South India, farming settlement in North India, West India, and East Asia, East India also. Social organization. We have studied about the guild system in this. We have studied about the gods of male figurines and female figurines and the so many animals which they used to worship at that time. There were a lot of religious beliefs at that time. We have studied about the tools which they were using to digging the ground, for plugging the fields, terracotta. Next, we have studied about a lot of about houses and habitations, etc. Yes, this was our chapter, Unit 7. We have completed here. Now, in our next class, we will study about Unit 8 of BHIC 131. Thank you and have a nice day.